My G's. Are we live? My G's. Are we live? Yes, sir. I think we're live, G's. Welcome back. Press a 1 in the chat if you guys can hear me. We're back in the business. Back into business. We need a tune. Sorry for that. Sorry for my non-proper introduction today. Very, very informal. I get it. I get it. We've been gone for a while here. A lot of things have happened behind the scenes. We'll talk about it later. Yeah, sorry, but let's get the party started again. You guys, I've missed you guys. Yes. There we go. Zoltan, my G, welcome back. Good to see you. Lorenzo, D333, good to see you, my friend. Tom Mellison, good to see you, my friend. Andre, the best of the best. Jonathan, Alex, Jackie and Roger. Forex Gold, 91, my G. Good to see you. Haha. Sorry guys, but there's one thing that I need to do first before I start kicking it off. Before I give you guys a proper introduction, before we're gonna start trading live again. I will be live 5 days a freaking week. 5 days a week. We're gonna be back on stream here. Gonna trade Goldie in a turbulent atmosphere, I could say. So we're gonna talk about this here. Looking forward to that. But we need that one song. Let me know if you guys know exactly which song I'm talking about here for the guys who know who I am. If you don't know who I am, my name is Lorenzo Corrado. I've been trading live for the past, I don't know how many freaking years. I wrote a book. The LTA Concepts Trading War Map. A lot of juice in this book here. You can download it for free. I've at this moment nothing to sell you, motherfuckers. Sorry. Nothing to sell you. We're just here to have fun today. To trade live, to have some fun, you know. And to get back to work, man. Get back to business. All right? So, yes, sir. Haha, okay. Sorry, but I had to do this. I had to pull this block. I had to push on the old tracks, okay? We can never let go of these old tracks here. You guys understand it. We all understand it. It is part of the culture. Part of the culture, I could say. All right? Okay. Good to see you all. Let's get back to work. Let's get back to some serious topic. We have to fight a battle today, ladies and gentlemen. We have to get back on track. All right? The streams are going to be back 5 days a week again. A lot of things to tell you. A lot of things have happened in my personal life, you could say. As you know, I live in a new place here. Very nice place. But we have to make some money. Some dinero, all right? And we have to do it together, G's. We have to do it together, okay? I have nothing to sell you. I only provide you with the free juice, the free education. You can download the book. We do have a Telegram group, okay? If you want to join that later, we'll talk about it a bit later on. But for the rest, it's time to get back to work. Let me actually put this down a little bit. All right. Yes, sir. What is your bias on gold, G's? Let me know in the chat. What is your bias on gold right now? Okay. I'm going to show you exactly a couple tweaks that I made. In regards to my strategy, pretty much everything is the same. There's nothing different. It's just I've been testing with some order flow as well. Okay. I've been learning from the best of the best, aka Fabio, Valentini, and Andrea Simi, my G's, my Italian mafiosos. I don't know if you know these guys here, but anyways, if you do know them, then yeah, we have been learning. We have been working, right? A student of the game, I could better say. So, for that exact reason, I want to put out a little bit of disclaimer. In terms of this shit, I am a little bit still in the learning curve, okay? I'm still in the learning process. I've been doing it now for a year. Trading order flow in combination with the LTA concepts, the volume profile. We have been trading the volume profile for years already. It's now about the additional tools, the execution layers that I want to work on. I always want to improve. I always want to learn. I always want to get better. I think you should never be, especially if you are going live or you stream in front of people, whatever the case may be, right? You should never take things for granted. This is one lesson. You should never take things for granted. You should always try to progress. You should always be a student of the game. And this is what we're going to do here today, okay? Keep learning, keep getting better. And we're trying to do our absolute best to share, of course, what we learn. But we're just here to have fun today, right? That's the most important part. To have fun, to learn, hopefully earn, okay, something on the side here. And just make it a fun-ass freaking stream, all right? And in order to do this consistently 5 days a week, all right, we need your support. We need your support in order to get this thing off of the ground here. I highly recommend you to smash up that like button, okay? To smash up that like button. Thank you for the new subs, by the way. We have been growing still. We have been growing our Instagram pretty hard, okay? So that's going really, really, really well. We have also been working on our private group. I'm very proud of the guys in our group as well. We are closed right now, but we are very proud to have these guys in our group. They have been absolutely crushing it at this moment. So I couldn't be more prouder. Anyways, let's talk about Goldie. What is your bias on gold? Let me know in the chat, please. What is your bias on gold? And then I'll go from there. I have a couple things in my mind. Okay, I am prepared. I'm waiting for a couple things to play out here. And I'm going to show you a tool, okay, that I created. And we're going to decide what we're going to do with this tool later on, but it's this indicator right here. It's just a valuation index, okay? So it measures gold against the dollar. All right, measures gold against the dollar. And funny enough, when you're undervalued against the dollar, guess what happens? A lot of the times, you tend to bottom out, okay? So we're going to talk about this. This is super helpful for the timing of our trades and our execution as well here. I'm going to mainly stick on the 15-minute time frame. Of course, you're going to look at the 5-minute as well for confirmation, but it's kind of the 5 and the 15-minute. That's kind of my sweet spot to make sure that I'm kind of looking for a reaction of each one of those time frames, 5 or 15 minute. But the 50 minutes is definitely the foundation here, okay? That is the thing. What we need to see right now, though, is we're waiting for some freaking, we're waiting for some volume, okay? Now, when it comes down to the order flow, okay, we're going to talk about this as well here. Like I said, I'm a student of the game. I'm still taking this in consideration with all my, you know, my strategy pretty much, and see how I can use this on stream now, on the live streams, as kind of an additional confirmation here. So we're going to be talking about this as well here. If you are, of course, interested in it. Otherwise, I'll do it anyways. But you get the point, okay? From my perspective right now, if you go to gold and we look at the gold chart in general, all right? Let's go to gold here. This is gold futures, by the way, just so you guys know. Let's just start on the higher time frame, okay? And then we go from there, okay? Let's start on the higher time frame and then we move on, because I think that that's the kind of the best idea here. And then we go from there, all right? So first of all, if you go to the daily time frame right now on gold, clearly what has happened is that we actually dropped aggressively. So we had that huge drop here. We pulled back into a cleaned area of supply right here on the daily time frame. There was major resistance that we kind of expected, okay? We kind of expected the price would get into that level and form a lot of resistance there. And then we saw, of course, a major drop, okay? Now, that was, I would not say unexpected, but also kind of unexpected. And the reason why it was kind of unexpected was because of the fact that a lot of people expected gold to push up, including myself. I'm not gonna lie. I expected gold to just push up, maybe create new highs. The reason why was because of the, you know, the war and that gap that opened on a Monday, you know, super aggressively right here, right? We saw gold opening and then boom, it reversed, right? And then it pulled back and it actually formed new resistance right here. So we have to be a bit patient with this. The fact that we are forming also resistance right there. However, okay, we can kind of see that we are also forming support, and technically, okay, technically speaking, all right, technically speaking, we are still trending upwards. We haven't broken major structure yet, okay? So I cannot tell you guys that I'm freaking bearish on gold right now, okay? I just can't say it, especially because we're bouncing from this area of the month already multiple times right now, okay? So for that exact reason, ooh. 1 second, sorry. Anyways, fuck man, what was I saying? There we go. Yes, sir. So for Goldie right now, if you see on the daily time frame, we cannot be really bearish right now, right? We can't be bearish right now, let's be honest. Like fully bearish. Because we find support, we're still trending. The dollar, okay, and this is another important freaking layer, guys. The dollar is in weekly supply. We have reached major resistance, okay? Major resistance now on the dollar. You can actually see this clearly. We took out these highs right there, and now we're kind of holding back. If you go back to the daily time frame, hope you guys can understand this. Major resistance as well on the dollar, okay? Now, usually, there is definitely some sort of negative correlation between the yields, the 10-year yield, or the dollar and gold, okay? It's not always, but you can kind of see how important this is, okay? Just so you actually know that. So right now, the dollar is kind of struggling after that strong, aggressive push to the upside. You can clearly see that here. So from my perspective right now, if I look at gold, okay, I actually be more bullish right now at the moment. All right, just so you know that. If you go into the 15, we bounce from this like daily demand zone right here. We're kind of holding up. We're holding that support here. And then, okay, another layer. If we actually go to the volume profile and we mark out this range right here, okay? Let's mark out this range. And if you guys don't understand what we're talking about in terms of divine profile, we have a book. You can download this book for free. You can get into our Telegram group as well here. We talk about this all the time, but this is a free book. It's in the description. And what you can actually see is exactly how to draw the divine profile correctly, okay? So if all the insights is completely free, you don't have to do anything crazy. You just fill in your email and you get this book for free, okay? It's a 300-page book. Everything around the divine profile is in here. All the data, historical trade setups, pretty much everything that you need to know is in there, okay? So for that reason, if you go back to gold, we find a range, we mark out divine profile, and look at where we bounce it from. Let me know in the chat if you guys see what this is here, okay? But what we call this obviously the point of control, okay? So we're bouncing from a critical level right now, all right? Dollar is struggling a little bit. And if you go to the order flow, you can actually see that we're bouncing from the VWAP right now, okay? We're bouncing from the VWAP. And if you look here a little bit deeper, and I actually have to explain to you guys exactly what I've learned here, because I'm still in the learning process, to be honest, when it comes down to the order flow here. I'm gonna be completely transparent. But you can actually see that there has been a lot of buying here right now. Price actually respecting this exact level here. So the VWAP, it's respecting the VWAP. It's also respecting that area where a lot of trapped sellers got locked up right there, right? So you can see this right here. You can see that they're holding up. It's bouncing from support. That is exactly the point of control that we marked out on the chart, okay? On the price chart. So right now, I'm actually aiming for a bit more bullish momentum here, okay? Now, the only thing is that we are kind of choppy. So we kind of need to get a good entry right now. That's kind of what I'm waiting for. A good freaking entry, okay? I think gold is ready to rock and roll here. I'm actually kind of optimistic. I'm not pessimistic. I'm actually seeing gold potentially pushing up here. So I am willing to see if we can get into some sort of pullback. To see if gold can hold up here, because I think that we're going to just push. I think there is a big chance that we're going to try to push and go for the highs, to be really honest with you, okay? So yes, daily demand, dollar struggling. Also, another super important layer, okay? It's not just the dollar that makes sense right now, but I also think that we need to look at oil as well. Because if you look at oil, okay, oil has been absolutely going nuts, right? Iran, all that shit happening in the world, the war, blah, 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 right? All that important stuff that we cannot neglect. But oil actually tapped into a monthly supply zone, okay? A monthly supply zone right here. Major monthly resistance. And actually right here as well. So you can actually see that we're now rejecting here. I think if oil starts to come down a little bit and rest and relax, I think gold can get back on track. I hope that makes sense. So the dollar coming down a little bit, oil relaxing, back to gold again, okay? So this is the reason why I'm optimistic and why I'm actually starting to look for more of a long bias. But that doesn't mean that I can get into the right entry. So the only objective right now on this stream is that I'm looking for the right entries, okay? That's kind of what I want to see here. Because oil was pushing up aggressively, gold was dropping, silver was dropping, the metals were dropping, okay? The dollar was pushing up aggressively. People will prefer the dollar as a safe haven over gold as a safe haven. But I think that it could be that the tide is turning, okay? The tide is turning right now. So right now, what I want to do, I might want to get into like a small position on gold very, very soon here and see if we can just take it higher, to be honest. That seems like the most logical move here, okay? Looking at the order flow as well. Sellers are getting crushed right now, okay? Sellers are getting absorbed. Now, the only point where we have to be cautious here is this area, okay? On futures, it is the 5130, okay? 5130. Because we don't want to buy there, okay? Because if you're going to buy there, we're buying straight into that resistance. Why this is an important level? Look at how these sellers took control here, okay? And we're going to talk a lot more about order flow. I learned a lot from watching Fabio and Andrea. I've been also, talking to them as well. So for that reason, that is an extremely important zone, which I need to be aware of. And we cannot look for any setups up there for longs because we're gonna get crushed if that's the case here. So we really want to make sure that we buy low and we don't freaking buy high. Okay? We don't buy high, we buy low. That's the goal. Wait, we buy high and we sell. We buy high and we sell low. No, I'm joking. I'm not. Don't do that. I mean, it depends, of course. God's favorite. I hope no one was trying to trade that chop. I agree, my G. Kunal says, love from India. My guy. You know, there's one thing. Like, people have a lot of opinions about Indians, okay? But there's one thing that I like about Indians. And that is food. Their food. One of my favorite restaurants is Indian, okay? It's an Indian restaurant. One of my favorite restaurants. My favorite freaking food. I'm not talking about the street food you see on the IG videos, by the way. I'm just saying. No, I'm talking about the culinary Indian recipes. Freaking good. Okay? So good. Lorenzo says, I'm in a buy on gold. All right, nice. Yeah, I'm waiting for Goldie to give us a little bit of something, a little bit of a pullback. Okay, preferably somewhere around here, the 5098 would be nice, something like that. But it could be that we're just gonna push up right now to the 5130 already. Okay. Just saying. Lorenzo says, I'm in the buy on gold. That should be my TP. Depends. Are you a scalper? Are you a day trader? Are you a swing trader? It all depends where you, what kind of trader you are. So it's hard for me to give you a clear answer to that, to be honest. You know what I mean? Yeah. Why did gold drop while oil was skyrocketing? Well, you have to understand, right? Let me explain you this concept here, okay? Let's imagine that this whole thing right here is the financial market, all right? And let's say that this is, you know, whatever. These are the metals right here, right? This is the fucking dollar, the currencies. Let's say the USD, all right? This is stocks. And this is the bonds. These are the bonds, okay? This is the bond market. And then we have some crypto. Right there. We have some crypto as well here. Crypto, okay? This is the overall financial market, right? So if everything goes up, all right, the dollar was going up and oil was going up, okay? Oh, then we have oil. Fuck, oil. If oil is going up here, okay, and the dollar is pushing up, and the bonds are pushing up, okay, then something has to freaking come down. I know that money is fake. We get all of this here. But if something goes up, something goes down, okay? So if things are pushing up, money has to move somewhere, all right? So therefore, it's important to understand the bigger picture and not just be only obsessed with gold here. Now, we had a really good session with our group, and we talked about a couple things in regards to, you know, being a good trader, okay? What does being a good trader actually mean? That's like the biggest question I always ask myself. What is a good trader, okay? Well, there are different types of skills you need to have in order to be considered a good trader, okay? Let me explain to you what I mean. The first thing you need to understand is that being a good trader does not only mean being a good analyst, okay? You can be an amazing analyst. We talked about it yesterday. You could be an amazing analyst, but you could be a shitty trader. You guys agree? Let me know in the chat. You could be an amazing analyst, but you could be a shitty trader when it comes down to execution. So that means, like, you know exactly what's going to happen in the market. You have a good bias. Everything is amazing. You know, you understand exactly what's going to happen in the market, etc. Right? You understand the bigger picture, but you are shitty in trading or execution. And then you have guys, which is actually most of these guys are very good at execution. So very good at like the lower time frame scalping, entries, etc. But they are shit at understanding how the world works, or how the economy works, or how money moves, and why it's so important to pay attention to this. All right. So if you don't know any of those, then you are, of course, a bad trader. But if you have one thing that you are good at, that doesn't necessarily make you a good trader either. I know guys that are amazing analysts, right? But they don't make money in the markets. And I know guys who are really good in like execution, but they never truly optimize their trading like to the max. They could be much better with that understanding. I think it's the combination of both, right? The combination of being a good analyst and being a good executioner. So how are we going to do that? Okay. How are we going to do that? Now, the main thing that we need to focus on is you're a good analyst and a good trader. You need to get a clear framework. All right. You need to build a framework for your freaking trading. Okay. You need to create a bias that is built around data. Okay. Data. You need to have a bias that's built around data. Okay. But that doesn't make you a good trader. All right. It's good to have this. It's important to have the right bias, right? Because if you know that gold will go up the next week, most likely, then you're going to get automatically into better trades if you find a good execution model. All right. So that's kind of the thought process. You need a good bias. After you have a good bias for the right reasons, it comes down to the execution. Now, there are a couple things that we're looking for now. And I like to use the volume profile. Okay. And the reason why I like to use the volume profile is because it shows me where in the past the most volume has traded, okay? And you can actually see that in this range, the most volume was traded on this red line. And why do we find support here? Because here is where the most institutional interest was, all right? And you can actually see this in the footprint chart. If you want a proof of that, you can actually see there was a lot more volume traded around that level, okay? So this is why we use the volume profile, because the volume profile can give us a really exact reason, very key levels that we need to pay attention to, okay? Then the confirmation is all about what happens at these levels, okay? What happens at these levels? Is there any reason for gold to hold here, okay? You can do that by understanding the order flow, right? You can also do that by having something like an indicator that gives you an understanding of how you're valued, right? This is why we use the valuation tool. It actually is similar to the RSI, but in the case of the RSI is measured by just the candles of the chart. This to actually, this to actually measures how gold is valued against the dollar, okay? So this is why we like to use this this tool here. So conclusion, pullback. If we pull back, I'm looking for a good confirmation, and then, or not a confirmation, but I'm just waiting for the pullback to see if we can get it to longs. God's favorite says being a good trader means being disciplined with the belief of already knowing you are the best trader. Yeah, confidence is definitely critical, bro. I agree with you. Yes. Confidence is key, but you need a strategy. You need a framework, right? You need a system. So yeah, you're right about discipline. What do you mainly observe in the footprint chart? Trade Talks by Harry. Hey, my friend, good to see you again, man. It's been a while. It's been a while. Mainly we look at things like absorption, all right? Or exhaustion. Absorption or exhaustion. So if we get into a level, we want to see how price behaves at that level, all right? That's what we want to know. How does price behave at our level? So the footprint chart is not to give you the good levels, okay? Always. It's more about if you have your level on the chart, how does price respond around it? That's kind of the idea. For sure, if we get towards like the 5 on 29.9, so the 5 on 3.0, I am for sure going to be kind of seeing if we can get into like a pullback scenario or whatever the case may be. But I would love to see gold pushing back a little bit towards this level right here, which is actually the 511, the 5100, okay? Something like that, the 5100. And then we target the 5130. That would be perfect. That would be perfect. So what is that? What is that level? Let me actually see if we can set a limit order or something like that. If I would set a limit order, it would be at the... yeah, it would for sure be at the 5098. 5098, I would say so. 5098, 5098. Let me see actually I can do that right now. 5908. $5908. Yeah, we can give that a try for sure. So the fixed point of control, we have that reaction already. We know how important this is. We know that this is where the most sellers got trapped. This is usually support. We have seen that support being held very well. We can see if buyers are willing to respect this level and get long here. What level is this on gold spot? Yeah, we can actually show you. We can actually go to gold spot too if you want to. We can actually show you as well. We need to guess a little bit, but it's the same chart here, right? So I would say, yeah, the 5.9. $5098, something like that. Something like that. Yeah, I'm going to give that a try, guys. I'm going to set it there. I'm going to set the limit order at this level right here. 5098. All right. Let's see how price responds. Something like that. And then we have the 5130. Yeah, something like that. Why Xau charts? Tried any other footprint tools? The main reason why, my G, is because, you know, I've been trying a bunch of different platforms, to be honest. I've been trying ATOS, you know. I've been trying ATOS. I've been trying deep charts from Fabio, Andrea. Also like deep charts, okay? But I'm just so used to what we call Xau charts, okay? It's just smooth as fuck. It's very nice. I would say Xau charts and deep charts are both really, really good. But I've been personally just used to using this tool, Xau charts right here, okay? It gives a really, really smooth experience. Very, very smooth. Very, very smooth. Yeah. And it works on Mac very well. So if you are a Mac user as well, and it works on a Mac very, very well. Yeah, we'll see what we would exact target right now. I'm trying to kind of observe what we will be looking for, but something like this is what I'm waiting for, pretty much. Just depends. Depends a little bit on the reaction here. We took out these lows there already. We then flipped higher. So any pullback would be nice. But most importantly, it's about what we see on this chart right here, okay? That's the biggest reason why I'm pretty confident that we might hold this zone, because it has been such a strong freaking zone here. Okay, so I would actually put my stop loss below that zone at like 76. 76, something like that. That's why. It's actually 20 points. It's not that big of a deal. It's not that big. I mean, it's not, it's decent. It's good enough. It's good enough. It just depends on the situation. Direct execution for trading view, no longer trading top step. We still have top step, bro. Yeah, we still got it. You boys still got it. Yeah, we still have top step as well here. All right. We have a couple of top step accounts on the side. You don't see it because I trade for trading view. I thought it would be nice to trade for trading view. Makes it much easier on YouTube, especially. I don't have to switch charts all the time, especially if you use the footprint chart and shit. That's gonna be an issue. Constantly swapping or switching charts, etc. You know? Now we always got a top step in our back. All right. I don't like the freaking live accounts. So yeah. Just blow them. Just blow them. Once you're live, just blow it. I'm joking. So where are you guys from? Where are you guys from? Let me know in the chat, please. It's been a while, man. Let me actually see the guys here. How much for top step to elevate the payout? Whatever I want, actually. Gabriele, Italy. Come stai? Io sono Lorenzo. Singapore, North Korea. Dubai, Pakistan, Ecuador, Ghana, South Africa. Kenny D, Texas, my guy. Thomas, Netherlands, my G. Nederlands. International is coming to Bali with my girlfriend. Would love to meet you. We'll be there in June. Well, I might be in Europe, okay? I might be in Europe in June. But if I'm here, reach out to me, my friend. Message me. And we'll see what we can do for sure. Tutu Bena, I follow you since 2022. My guy. I hope we can get a nice entry here. I hope price pulls back. This is the thing that I have been learning, guys, also, to be honest with you guys. I've been really avoiding chasing the market. Chasing the market. Trying to avoid it. If the setup comes, it comes, okay? If the setup doesn't come, hey, it is what it is. It is what it is. I'm done chasing, all right? Done chasing. You know exactly what price needs to do here. and where it needs to go. All right, that's kind of the idea here. We know our target, we know our entry. Prices has to give us our entry. We don't chase this. International says, I will definitely do planning to propose and would love my mentor, you to be there. Wouldn't be there where I am without you. Nah, I appreciate that, my bro. That's amazing to hear. That's amazing to hear. Okay. And this is one of the reasons why I realized, man, I just need to go back to my roots. I need to go back to where I came from, how this whole thing started. All right. How this actually all came to fruition. And this is where the live streams got born, right? This is why we were here. I was also still studying the game, but somehow a lot of people were interested in, you know, following the journey. So I think we should just continue with the journey. What do you guys think? I think this makes the most freaking sense. Don't have to be long on stream. We don't have to stream for hours and hours or whatever. But, you know, we need to create some consistency here because this is where it started. All right. Yeah, this is where it started. So if you are a new G, okay, if you are a new G, all right, then smash up that subscribe button. Let's get your boy back. All right, let's get your boy back into the algo. We're close to 110. All right, I want to reach the 110,000 today. Let's make that happen, actually. Let's make that freaking happen, G's. Yeah? Let's make that happen. All right, nothing to freaking sell you. I'm here. I have a book. I've written a free book for you, and I'm fucking streaming live. What else do you want? What else do you want? Okay. Biggest learning discipline solved a lot of issues. I agree. I agree. I agree. I agree. Franks, welcome, my friend. Good to see you. Hope you're doing well. My name is Lorenzo. I will be streaming here on a day-to-day basis here. Good to have you on stream, my friend. If you have any questions, let me know. Okay? Let me know. I'm here to answer any of your questions. I'm also a student of the game, like yourself. So let's get to work. Can I ask you how to mark a POC on the chart? How do you know from which candle to which candle? Okay, so the first thing, my friend, also for you, Frank, because you're new in the group, or not in the group, on stream. I've written a book, it's free. You can download this, link is in the description. You can also join our Telegram group after that, if you want to. You don't have to. But most importantly, when it comes down to the volume, you need to understand how volume actually works. Why all these guys that you see now, on YouTube, they're all talking about the volume profile. How long have I been talking about the volume profile, guys? How long have I been talking about the volume profile? Years, okay? Since I started, pretty much, like 5 years ago, 4 years ago. So how do you draw it correctly? There are a couple ways you could draw it, okay? You have things called a weekly profile. You have things called a daily profile, which takes the previous day or the current day. You have the fixed volume profile, which is a range. And this is what we're looking for right now. So we have the consolidation here, and then we have an expansion and a retracement. So we use that consolidation range to mark out the volume profile. So for example, you could clearly see that we had a range here, right? And we had some manipulation and stuff on both sides. So clearly that a lot of things have happened, but whatever happened in that range is still valuable. It's still important information that we need to take in consideration. It's still very important. So how do we use that? By going to the left side on your screen and coming down to the fixed range volume profile right here. And then you mark it out over the range. And a trick that I can give you that helped me tremendously when I started with the volume profile, okay, is I draw boxes first. So I use the rectangle and I mark it out as a box, okay? So I mark boxes because it helps me see things more clear, all right? Because you have smaller ranges, but overall you can see that we're consolidating here until we really broke structure, right? We really broke out here. So I use that range and I take the volume profile and I go from the left side and I go down. I click on this and then I go from the left to the right. And then you can see that this red line is where the most volume in this range was traded. So at that exact level, the most trades were executed. You can actually see how price behaves around this level, okay? It's not always going to be strong resistance or strong support, but you can actually see that every time when it reaches that level, there is a reaction, right? Something is happening here. And that's what we're looking for. So we're looking for these levels, okay? Now, can you use support and resistance? You can, all right? You can. You can use support and resistance. You can use supply and demand. There are a lot of other ways you can do this. But when it comes down to the volume profile, you simply don't have to guess. You don't have to guess. It's not a maybe. No, it's proven. It's fact. It's real information. It's truly the case that right there at that level, the most volume or the most trades were executed. So why wouldn't we look at that level, right? I hope that makes sense. So let's see if we can actually get filled here and if price respects our entry here. Let's see. Dollar is not that strong. Oh, sorry, that's gold. Sorry. What's the dollar doing? Okay, it's pushing it back up a little bit. So hopefully the dollar keeps it chill today. Not gonna go crazy today. We do not want that. All right, we do not want that. We want the dollar to actually give us a little bit of resistance today, right? I don't want to see the dollar pushing again and again and again, because it has been moving like it has been moving pretty wildly lately. We cannot neglect this. Yeah. Let's see how prices responds at the VWAP, okay? A lot of prep sellers came in here. We see some aggressive selling for sure right now. That's true. Market is slowing down a little bit. It's been really choppy overall. That's why we don't chase. That's why I'm not chasing. That's why I'm waiting for price to get to my levels right now and see how it goes. Lorenzo, I've seen your CUT indicator from the book. Are you still using it? We use it all the time. All the time. I have a free tool. It's a free indicator, guys. You can actually use it. So if you go to the daily time frame, because you need to use it on the daily time frame, you need to type in X limitless commitment of traders, and then you get the best CUT data for free on TradingView, okay? You need to use it on the main chart. If you want to use gold, you need to use it on the real gold chart, by the way. But anyways. But that's the best one I can give you. It has all the data. So if you're really interested about learning about CUT data, then that's, in my opinion, the way to go. So type it in. Let me actually see if I can show you. Right there. All right. You can add it right here. It's one of the indicators that I've built. It's a free indicator. I think you can get it. Otherwise, let me put a link in the chat if you're interested in it. I'm not sure if you can copy it, but that should be good. Should be good. Come on, baby. I don't know how to read it. Okay, we can definitely go over this. We can definitely go over this. On gold spot is already at 5905. Okay, yeah. We're close. We're not there yet, though. We're not there yet here. Okay? We're not there yet. And if you have to come down a little bit more, then I'll take it. I'll take it. I'll re-enter after the lows are swept or something like that. But look at the footprint chart. This is a major level that we cannot neglect right here. We cannot neglect this. So I want to see what happens here. Very aggressive, very freaking aggressive though, right now. Could you explain how to use it? We'll make a separate, we'll do this on the stream one day for sure. When we go over the higher time frame again. Okay, there is some buying coming in. All right, there is some absorption here right now. There is some absorption. But sellers are still active for sure. There is some absorption though. There is some absorption. That's good. That's actually exactly what I wanted to see here. Viat, my G, welcome back. Good to see you. Just notice your footprint chart ticks are 40 with that high filtering. Are you able to predict imbalances? Yes, exactly, we are. Yes, sometimes 20, sometimes 40, sometimes 10. It just depends on the volatility, okay? Because the higher the volatility, the higher usually the tick size. And I think gold in general has been pretty random, right? So I try to right now remove as much noise as possible. That's kind of the idea. If there is very clean price action, it's easier to have, you know, more precise and more refined like chart, like footprint chart. But if it's messy, I just want to look at the major zones. That's the idea. If we go for the lows, then whatever. We'll see how that goes. But for now, The dollar needs to freaking chill. That's it. NAMFX says I'm in a sell on oil. CERC 50-minute double wick. Target the Sunday open. What do you think? Oil has been weaker today. I think your bias is correct. So I think it's all about your bias. Then it's about your patterns, my G. You know it. You've been killing it, bro. You've been killing it. I know you've been killing it. You've been really killing it. So I'm really, I trust your process. Okay, dollar getting rejected here. Yeah, this is what we want to see. So let's see. Which prop firm you are trading via TradingView? Just Tradeovate in general, bro. The reason why is because if you trade futures right now, I have been noticing that with futures, you don't have to constantly think about, oh, which level is this exactly on the other chart? You know what I mean? All right, we're in. Let's see how price goes here. We might drop a bit lower, but we went in with small size, but I cannot neglect this level. All right, I cannot neglect this level. Boom. Show me the flip immediately. Give me something. Give me something. Yes, a flip or something like that. On the POC. We are in that zone, G's. I told you guys, we're in that zone. Do you see how price reacts? Now it's about our sellers here willing to like... our sellers are getting absorbed here, yes or no? That's kind of the question. If we can close above this, it's game over. It's game over. If we can close back above this level, it's game over. Not gonna lie. Game over. Five minute. Oh, look at that 5 minute. All right. Dun, 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 dun. If it's that strong of a flip, you just want to keep pushing right now. You want to keep pushing. Look at that flip, right? Look at that absorption. This is why we marked out this level, and this is why I said we don't chase price. Because now you can, in essence, in theory, you could put your stops on break even already and chill the fuck out, right? And see what happens. And observe price. And if you get stopped out on break even, we just wait for the right confirmation and we enter again. Does that make sense? Oh, that makes sense. That's the idea. This was just the first entry. Like, you get into a good entry, You don't have to worry too much. If price comes back, it stops you on break even. We wait for the real entry, because if sellers are not, if buyers, let's say, are not able to push price through when there is aggressive selling here, okay, then what you're trying to avoid is getting stuck in your trade for no reason, right? Because if price comes back down and it takes the lows, for example, yeah, you're screwed, right? But that doesn't mean I'm going to wait for the lows to be taken out and then I'm going to look for an entry, because what happens if you don't get towards these lows? Like, the fact that these lows are there doesn't necessarily mean, oh, we have to now take out these freaking lows, right? That is just the truth. So that's why initial entry, if price comes back, we sit it out a little bit. We chill out, we wait for the right confirmation.
Time pass by, what? Still see the look up in your eye, what? See you wanna try, what? I'll be looking for you in the night, what? When the lights get low, feel you don't wanna be alone, see it coming home, I'll be looking for you in the. Still see the look up in your eye. When the lights get low, feel you don't wanna be alone, see it coming home, I'll be looking for you in the.
Sorry. Well, good to see you again, guys. Good to see you. Good to be back on stream. I miss you guys. I'm not joking. Freaking miss you guys. I really did. You know, I realized, like, what do I really like? I really like to freaking trade. I like to trade live. That's what I really like. However, when it comes down to like running a business and stuff, so much shit is going through your head, man. I just want to trade, bro. I want to enjoy. I want to just enjoy trading, all right? That's what I want. Enjoy trading. All right, so there is an absorption, but sellers are still trying to push down price. So like I said, because we had such a good entry, right? I'm really waiting to see if we can follow through here. And if we cannot, because we have support here, right? And our entry is already below that level. Do you know? So we kind of got into the bottom wick. We kind of got entered in that bottom wick, right? That's exactly what you want. You want to get into that bottom wick because now you can play around. Now you can have some fun. Now you can chill. Like, there are confirmation trades you can take if you would flip and break this high, for example, right? If you would break this high, there is a big chance we would follow through here. That's another layer. But now we have room for error, right? So if price stops us out on our entry again, there is a reason why that's happening. The reason is sellers are still aggressive. Sellers are still in control, trying to push price down. Because this is a lot of selling, okay? In this previous candle, it's a lot of selling. So we need to close above that and sky's the limit. Sky is the limit, okay? But if price breaks down, yeah, there is a chance indeed that we try to go for the lows. But this is why we have to be very tight with our management right now and our stop loss and stuff. And managing risk is the most important part. If you are a scalper, don't be too greedy. Because if we get stopped out here, price still continues to go up. So we get back to our entry and price still goes up, for example. Then we can just wait for a closure above this high and re-enter. Which is actually like, where is this? It's like 5105, for example. Yeah, 5105. All right, we're out of break even on this one. It was worth a try though. Do you guys agree? I think we had a really good entry. And if price is not willing to follow through, I don't think there's a reason to stay in the trade. Overall was worth it for sure. So now I would say either we break above this and actually close above it, because this is where sellers are in control. And this is where the battle is taking place, right? The battle is taking place between these trapped sellers and that aggressive selling there. So let us see if we can get a closure above it, and then I'll re-enter. Or we actually swipe the lows right now. We actually swipe the lows here, or sweep the lows, sorry. And we wait for another confirmation a bit lower and we look for an entry. Does it making sense? Let me know if you guys agree. Type in a yes in the chat. All right, this is the plan of attack. So first plan was a good try, in my opinion. But the second try will be the break above this level. Or we wait for the sweep and we look for the confirmation there. What is your lot size? Number one, I use contracts, right? So it's not really a big deal. But I kind of use a fixed risk. I like to use a fixed risk right now at the moment. Still respecting it level though. Still respecting it. Still respecting it. Ooh. King Alligator, for truly best left trading, look up the Forex reminders. Well, here's your shout out, G. Here's your shout out. Okay, we're holding up. We're holding up quite well. Still respecting our level. Still respecting our zone. So sellers are getting absorbed here. Sellers are getting absorbed here. We're back at the VWAP. Sellers are getting absorbed. There's so much selling, but why is price not going lower? That's a question we have to ask ourselves. If there is so much selling, Why is price not going lower? You know what I mean? In the meantime, guys, if you guys can help me out by smashing up that like button, that would be highly appreciated. I've been started back on stream here. My name is Lorenzo Corrado. If you're new, if you just tuned in, we're back on the live streams 5 days a week. We're not keeping it too long, couple hours a day, looking at Goldie, maybe look at the Nasdaq, the market, how the market opens up. You know what I mean? Having some fun here. We're looking at the volume profile. LTA Concepts, it's a book that I've written right here. And the footprint chart, which I'm still learning, okay? I'm still learning. I'm trying to get better at it every day. I'm learning a lot from Fabio and Andrea, one of the guys I really look up to. Been talking to them, they're really good guys. I really respect them as well. So yeah, that's the idea, man. So again, plan of attack, just for if you just tuned in. Price is respecting this level, that's no surprise, right? Dollar is tanking right now. Okay? We knew this level, dollar is tanking. So I'm getting more bullish. I'm getting more bullish here. I'm getting more bullish again. So when people say we're going to take out the lows, for now, I'm getting more bullish. What I need to see is more buying. More aggressive buying, to be exact. So we need to be patient here. We got into our trade already. It was a good try, but now we need to be patient. I need to pick the right level though. Let me 5106. 5106. So an entry model 1, actually. For the people who don't know this, we have entry models that we utilize. That could be another entry. Yeah, you see there is just too much selling pressure still, so the buyers are not willing to step in here yet. So if that's the case, okay, we just need to be patient. We just need to be patient. I think the first trade was a really good try though, because if this would have flipped bullish and it would have continued to go higher, that would have been then we had the best entry, the best entry, the best of the best of the best entry. Yo, G, what is your Instagram? My Instagram is Lorenzo Corrado FX. There we go. Okay. Lorenzo Corrado FX. All right. All right, dollar slowing down. I like this, man. I like how we are respecting this level, 15-minute. Let's see if we can actually close now, close above this major selling. Because if that's the case, just to give you perspective of how order flow works, right? if you look at the amount of selling that took place here, price gets to a zone, which we marked out before already, and price respects it, and we close a bullish candle, 50-minute candle to be exact, above that level, above this box. That means that these sellers that you see here now, where the majority of guys were sellers, are now trapped in their position. They're stuck in their trade. And where are these guys are going to put their stop losses? Well, guess what? Right there. Right there. Okay? Right there. That's my theory, okay? So I'm still learning. Don't take this for granted, but that's how I see it. If you see that break and closure, then that could be a really easy target, which gives us that zone. So that's a nice scalp. That's a very nice trade, if you can get into that setup right there. But you can see how strong and how much these sellers are trying or willing to actually protect their position here. Okay? And if they're willing to protect their position there, then you don't want to be stuck in a trade too long and hope that it breaks out. Because what if it doesn't, right? What if it just simply comes down and we take out the lows here? So that's why that first entry that we had was, in my opinion, the perfect entry to give it a try. But now we have to wait and see for the confirmation. And I prefer to come down a little bit and then see if buyers can step in, or we actually close strong above. But let's see how that goes. What is the name of the data provider? DXV. DXV. Since when are you trading futures? Well, to be honest, bro, I also trade Forex. I also have a MetaTrader account, but because I wanted to introduce the order flow as well, I decided to just focus on futures and just use Forex on the side right now, okay? But hey, I started in Forex. I've done like 400 live streams where I traded Forex. So, anyways, gold is gold. Gold is gold. Futures, Forex, whatever. There we go. This is the reason. All right, this is the exact reason why we did what we did. Because we couldn't break that selling activity, right? So we had a good entry, and now they are unable to follow through here. So that means we have to be patient, okay? I think we managed this trade really freaking good, to be honest. I really think we did. And I think we were not scared to enter and put a limit order. And I think the limit order was for the right reasons. So now it's time to just see, okay, if now price is not willing to follow through, then we need to see where price will take us and how far we can actually take it with gold right now. Can we come down a little bit more? For me, will be no problem. If gold wants to drop a bit further, we'll look for a new entry later on. Your new home looks really nice. Thank you, my G. Appreciate it, bro. Still in Bali, my friend. Still in Bali. I actually wanted to do some like IRL streams or anything in that matter. I was thinking about it, but you know, now it's all about discipline, consistency, focusing on the things that I like, that I just want to do, not being too worried about too many things. Just do what I like to do, and that is trading. That's it. I just want to trade and enjoy and learn and get better every day. A little bit better every day. Okay? That's what I want. Bro, do you still have those crazy geckos outside in the script? Not in this one. No geckos here, bro. I haven't seen any geckos since I left my old house. Yeah. You're only gonna stream New York? I actually think about maybe streaming London, but it just depends on the situation, depends on the market. Because I would like to trade London if a really good setup appears, but I haven't seen the best trades, in my opinion, during London session lately. I don't know about you, but especially on gold, I haven't seen like, if it's actually a good session, it's usually Asia. It's Asia or New York, from what I've seen. The Asian session is nice, but it's too early. Most of you guys are sleeping. I do like Asia. And New York. And New York. So anyways, we're still holding. We're still respecting. I think we're just squeezing here, man. We're just squeezing. All right, that's kind of the conclusion here. We're just squeezing. We're just waiting for some volume, some real volume to come in right now to give us some more clarity. We're just trying to hold on. I like this zone, but sellers are definitely still in control at the moment, for sure. So we just have to be patient because I'm more bullish biased. But, you know, if we just have to wait for the right entry, then we wait for the right entry. So, yeah. First entry was good though, for sure. And this is also another thing that I want to test with you guys, because lately, me and my partner in crime, we have been testing out entries and how price reacts. And I can guarantee 90% of the time, it reacts from these exact levels. I'm like, bro, if you just enter and put a limit order and get in and get out right away, you make money consistently because you're so accurate on these entries, right? But the problem is, it's so hard to be not greedy. If you're a scalper, it's so hard to not be greedy, you know? Because you always think, oh, maybe there's follow through, maybe it goes higher. But hey, that's a real skill, man. Finding good entries is a real thing. For sure. Overall, pretty choppy session, not gonna lie. Trade talks, Bahari says, greed ruins your trading. 100%, bro. 100%. I have been a greedy motherfucker too. I've been there. I am still there. I'm still there sometimes, okay? I am still there sometimes. I'm still greedy. Because if you get into really good entries, you think, oh, now I'm in the best entry, so now price is gonna just go. You know what I mean? But you can't, you know, you need to find the right balance. And the critical difference is that you just have to understand the market condition you're trading in, right? That is the idea. Juan Carvello, the one and only good morning, Commander. How are you? I'm doing good, my friend. How are you doing? Good to see you. Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back. Guys, if we can get to like 110K subs, that would be legendary, okay? And my goal is to stream. This is my first stream in like, what, 3 months? My plan is to stream every day. So tomorrow, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, okay? Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, New York session. Depending on the market, see how long we stream. Maybe today a bit less because of the market, right? The market condition. Oh, but it depends how we open here. Even the open right now is not that aggressive. So you have to wait and see. But that's the plan. All right? Let's see if we can get some volume now. Okay, still respecting. Yes. Still freaking respecting this level, man. Okay. Still sellers. Messy. We'll wait for the confirmation. Dollar is crushing. It's getting crushed. That's a good sign. That's good. Okay? If the dollar is getting crushed, that's what we want right now. Because the dollar was so strong. Dollar was so strong. It's time for the dollar to relax. To pull back a bit. Z10 says, too many sellers at this price level. Too many sellers, my friend. And this is exactly what we're trying to avoid right now, right? We're trying to avoid getting squeezed here. Our first trade would have actually still been a profit if we would held on to it though. But with that much selling and then the New York Stock Exchange open. So now I think the best thing is just to wait for that, for actually see if we can get a closure above the sellers and turn and flip that into support or pull back. I could even set a limit order again. If you push up higher, we pull back. You could even set a limit order at like 5106. What a Monday rave mood, yes. I mean, that's the idea, my friend. We're here to enjoy. Okay? I have another one for you, especially for you, my name. Especially for you. Especially for you. Yeah. That's what I mean. Woo-hoo-hoo. Goldie, come on, volume. Volume, baby. Give us a closure. Did you choose to start the stream today because we have changes in daylight? Today, yes, exactly. New York session has shifted 1 hour. All right, so that's actually really good for me. I live in Asia. I live in Bali already for a long time. So when the New York session starts at 8 a.m., it's actually 8 p.m. for me now, which is better than 9 p.m. All right, much better. 100%. Okay, good closure, good reaction though. Now we can confirm for sure right now. Okay, I can guarantee you, we can confirm right now that these sellers that we saw here, all these freaking sellers that we talked about right here, guys, are all trapped. They're screwed. Okay, they are stuck in their position. Buyers to control now. All right, so our first initial entry would actually still be good, but a confirmation trade is definitely there, and we did not sweep the lows here. We did not take out the lows here. So that's actually not always the case, right? That we have to sweep the lows. We cannot get stuck to that bias of like, oh, we have to take out the lows because look at the liquidity there. I mean, bro, come on, man. That's not how it works, okay? Not always, at least. All right, this is actually really good, but now we have to, I'm gonna set the limit order now, for sure. 5106, 510, let's see, 5106. Let's see how we close this candle, and then we set the new limit order. Yeah, that's the plan. That's the plan. Dollar is for sure weak. That's no question anymore. We got rejected. Dollar is struggling. I think we're going to struggle for the rest of the session with the dollar. So this is why we are bullish biased. By the way, guys, is the sound too loud or not? The music. All right, cheers. Okay, good. Yo, Lorenzo, what's the plan? The plan is, after our first trade, now to wait for this 50-minute closure. Okay, and the most important thing is that we want to close above. We want to close above like the 5106. That's kind of what we're looking for, okay? 5106. On spot, I think it's gonna be... Let me see what it is on spot here. Like the 5096. 5096. On gold spot, okay? Overall, I like how gold's holding up. But there's definitely not much follow through today, that's for sure. What about this playlist? I can share it with you guys, but it's an epidemic sound for the streams because it's like copyright free, blah, blah, blah. You guys know how it works. It's still freaking sick though. If you want to get this song though, it's called In Love with the Frequency. Sorry, in low frequency love, okay? Finally, you updated your playlist? Yes, finally. Took 3 years. It took around 3 years to update our playlist. So yeah, true. I need to make a quick story, G's. If you guys can do anything like a one in the chat or something, it would be nice. Because I need to make a story for my IG. That would be nice. Appreciate that. Appreciate that. Thank you. Yes. Thank you, Gis. Okay, so this is why we wanted to see this closure, right? Exactly. Right? It's all about closure. If I learned one thing, if you look for confirmation entries, confirmation setup, so you want to like, and I'm talking about like trades that you can take the moment we break above it, right? You actually really want to close above where the sellers took control, because this is clearly what you don't want to see, right? Imagine entering at the breakout right here. Imagine entering there, which is actually right here. Okay, so let me actually zoom in for you. That's actually right there. Okay, imagine entering there and the candle flips bearish. You're screwed. Okay, you're screwed. So I realized from what I've been doing now for the past year with Orderflow, I'm really testing, I'm really learning, and I'm still learning, is to just wait for that candle closure above, the 50-minute closure above these sellers. Right there. Right there, above these sellers right there is where we wanted to see a candle closure. Then I can confirm that this could be turned into support or that these sellers could be trapped. Now it's just like, okay, now we just pushed into this area where sellers got in. We tapped into that and then we sold off, right? So this is why that closure was super key. And in this case, we are taking out the lows. So let's see if we can actually get a bit lower now. Overall, since the open, we're pretty much at the same price as the open. New York Open today. So, Lorenzo, what about the news? I mean, in terms of news, we have some news this week. So we do know that we're gonna deal with some news this week for sure. But also news doesn't stop me from trading, to be honest with you guys. Like, there are definitely some really good opportunities. The only real news that we have to take into consideration, I think, is Friday, right? Friday is like the biggest day. So, sorry, Wednesday. Wednesday is the biggest day, and then Friday. So yeah, that was the first trick. Waiting for Wednesday to come with this the CPI. So I just don't hope, for example, that the gold is just gonna range now for the next like 2 days until the CPI comes out. But if that's the case, what I will wait for is I just wait for gold to get towards extreme levels, right? And then look for my entries there. So it could be the price comes down all the way, or it finds support at our next level, which is like around 72. Which is actually right here, right now. This is for the stream right now. It's this next level. But even during the CPI, if price is ranging, I'm just gonna look for the extremes and looking to trade the extremes right there. That's it. So I'm just gonna be range trading, I guess. And that's exactly the perfect moment to not be freaking greedy. Okay? To not be greedy. And just take out, you know, whatever you can take out of the market. Krusty Axel says, Lorenzo, I moved to Bali too, thanks to trading. Now living in Lombok. And better than Bali for me, zero stress. Wow. I might visit you then, man. I'm not joking. I'm actually planning to go to an island soon called Gili Meno. The Gili Islands. So, yo, that would be nice, bro. That would be nice, for sure. Yeah, I think right now, you know, I'm waiting for this next level, the 72.8. And on spot, actually on Awanda, it is the... Which level is it? 1 second. I think it's... The 60. The 60. 5,060. Okay? 5,060. We're still respecting this major level, super important level, by the way. But this is our next level. The 65, sorry, the 70. I think it's the 66. Somewhere around this level here, at least. Depends where we, how far we can take it. We really have to wait now. Let's see what price does. Market condition, balanced session. Yeah, so clearly balanced session today. I don't see price going anywhere. So we need to really start thinking about the range, the extremes of the range, and see how far we can actually take it. Because and really trade the extremes of the range, for example, right? That's kind of the idea. Because it's getting a bit messy here. Lorenzo, good that you're back. You're going to be streaming again. Bro, we're going to be back every day. Every day. Okay? Every day. You can download my book for free. And then that's it. Every day I will be here. Because I need to make some money. I need to make some dineros. Like you, my friend. I need to pay the rent. I'm looking to book my first trip to Bali. What a nice chill out area with a good beach. I like Uluwatu, right? If you like the beaches, I think that Uluwatu is perfect for you. So look it up, Uluwatu, white beach, blue ocean. Nothing too crazy with party and stuff. Uluwatu, check it out, check it out. Why did you take the trade while the stealth valuation index was not in line? Because we're in a balanced session today. All right, we're in a range. The market is very choppy. It's bouncing off of the 50, right? This is why we took the trade, by the way. It bounced off of the 0 line. I didn't really talk about this in the session yet, but I'm going to talk about this tool, which is very, very powerful. This tool is very powerful. When people say, yeah, all indicators are suck or are lagging, there is truth to it, but this tool is powerful as fuck. Okay? And for all the people say the only thing you need is price action, blah, 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 right? I get it, but there is a reason why indicators exist, okay? And I'm also not a big fan of having 20 indicators on your chart. Also, I agree. I also hate it. I don't like it, okay? So there needs to be a really good reason for me to have an indicator on my chart. Okay, there needs to be a really good reason for me. And if there's no good reason for me, then I don't have an indicator on my chart. Okay, the reason why I have this indicator is because I can constantly see how gold moves against the dollar. Right. So if the dollar pushes up, then gold has issues. A lot of times it happens. Okay. When the dollar moves down, it's easier for gold to push up higher. A lot of times that's the case. So I was like, okay, then I need to make an indicator that measures the dollar while we're looking at gold, and then it measures like how it's valued against the dollar on the 15-minute time frame, on the lower time frame. Okay? So let me just show you how powerful this tool actually is. Okay, what's the difference between this and like an RSI? An RSI, for example, only measures the chart itself, and it doesn't look at the other instruments. Okay, but if you understand the market, you understand that the market is a big bubble, a huge bubble. We already talked about it, right? And there are different sectors in the industry, right? So you have the metals, the indices, the stocks, the dollar, the currencies, blah, 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 right? These things are all connected with each other. So why not measuring the value, right, of a tool, of a simple tool that gives you if you're overstretched or not? I call this like the elastic band analogy. So for example, let's say you pull an elastic band as hard as you can, and you know the band is not going to break. Then at some point, it snaps back, right? And it snaps back and it pulls back to its original size. That's how the market works. Okay, so when the market is stretched, at some point it has to pull back. And what we notice is that the dollar can work against gold very well. So if you measure this, I can actually show you. Okay, let me just show what I mean. So look at the undervaluation here. The green line is an undervaluation. Actually, make sure that you guys can see it. The green line is the undervaluation, and the red line is an overvaluation. Look at what happened in this range. Every time we got to this green line, we bottomed. Green line, we bottomed. Green line, we bottomed. Green line, we bottomed. Even in this push down, where we saw aggressive selling on a Tuesday, right? Aggressive selling. Look at this push. This is like 150 points. I don't know how many pips it is on spot, right? But it's a huge pullback. Right here, price came up. Price came up, even in a downtrend. So if you're undervalued, you know you have the best entries. That's it. You just know you have the best entries. Okay? Now you don't always have to enter from there. You can also enter from the equilibrium. But this is a whole other story. But this is why we use something like that, because it just helps us with understanding if you are undervalued or overvalued. And you don't want to long when you're overvalued, because if you're overvalued, most of the time you top out. Right here, we're overvalued. We top out. We're overvalued here. Right here, you top out. That's why you don't want to buy gold, right? Does it make sense? I mean, to me, it's pretty logical. So this is why I'm not a big fan of all these indicators, but having one that can give me the understanding of value, I think is very powerful. It's very powerful. So anyways, for now, I think we're pushing down. Our next level that we're looking for is the 72, because we have been just bouncing off this level already so many times. And I'm actually curious to see if we can actually get to that level again. And find support here or something like that. That would be good. But pretty slow session overall. So we're going to just give it a bit more time to see if we can do that. For sure. Yo, Trump is speaking this evening. For real? Is he speaking this evening? Again? Wait. What time is he speaking? Is he actually speaking? Bigfoot Place. Hello, I'm new to the stream. My G, welcome to the stream, my bro. I hope you're doing well. Good to see you. My name is Lorenzo. Bigfoot Place 348. Hope to see you again. We will be here live every day, man. So if you are enjoying the streams, if you have questions, I'm here to help you out, to answer your questions. And I'm here to just have some fun, to trade, and to enjoy the process. Truly enjoy the process. All right? So welcome to the stream. Good to see you. So buyers are stepping in, sellers are still in control. So there is no reason to buy right now. There is no reason to buy right now. Not yet, at least. SMF Creations, my G. What's up? BV Noni. Good to see you, bro. Hope you're doing well, man. How are you? Great to have you here. Love to see the order flow. Thanks, man. I've been working really hard. Really hard. Because my strategy, the strategy I've been using already, was actually just a very good strategy. I've been using this strategy, you know, but order flow is not like a strategy. Order flow is just data, okay? Additional data. It is not a strategy, okay? It's real orders in the marketplace. That's it. It's an additional confluence. So what I always say, people, is, you know, have a strategy and then see if order flow can help you with your trades, with your confirmations. Yeah. I think we're going to come down a little bit more, but at the same time, I do believe we're going to be bottoming out soon again. I think we're going to stay in the range. Like I said, market condition here. We are in a balanced session. We took a trade at the beginning of the stream or in the middle of the stream, which was right around there. And we saw the flip initially and we're like, wow, that's a really good trade, a really good entry. But we just didn't have to follow through. So we waited for price to come back to our entry. And then we're like, okay, now we're going to sit it out. We're going to pay attention to see what happens, to see if there's some more momentum, some confirmation trade. We saw that push up, but we said wait for the 50-minute closure, super important. And then price actually closed below and it flipped bearish. So the fact that we waited for that closure was also really good, because if we didn't wait for that closure, we chased the market again, right? We would have been really screwed. So now it's just time to see if the market can balance out, just to find the bottom of a range and to see if there is a good entry there. But yeah, market conditions are pretty choppy overall, that's for sure. 100%. I agree. While we're waiting here, my guys, we are very close to getting to 110,000 subs. All right, so we need around what, 15 more subs. We can do it right now. We can do it right now. All right, I will be here streaming. Yeah, for the next 5 days, 4 days, 5 days a week. So every day, 8 a.m. EST, the New York Open. I will be here for at least 2 hours, and if the market is really killing it, 4 hours. Okay, but at least 2 hours, just to see how the market does, and if you can actually start making some moves. So appreciate the support. Has the book/community been updated to look for confirmation in Orderflow? Some of the guys are already learning right now, and they're already sharing it on their streams as well. So yeah, definitely. But right now we are closed. So for new members, we are closed. So we're not opening now. We're just chilling here. We do have a Telegram group. So if you download the book, okay, you can get into our Telegram by following the instructions in your email. But that is another thing that you can do. All right, we're still holding. Lorenzo, is the footprint chart in TradingView accurate? I've been testing it a little bit. I don't really know for sure. I don't have the data, but it's tick based. So it's not the real order flow data, right? It's not the real order flow data, okay? But I have been testing it. Okay? Because you see the delta, right? And I was looking at it, I was like, okay, so 8.36. And if I look at the last candle, it's just a lot of tick size, a lot of tick volume, but it's obviously not the real order flow data, right? The real order flow data comes from a data feed, okay? So I don't know, I'm not really using it. So I cannot give you a good answer. But it's a tick-based chart, also the volume profile. But you know, the thing with the volume profile for me on TradingView, it works really good. So some people say, why don't you use the volume profile on the order flow chart? Because it works, bro. It works, okay? It works on TradingView for me perfectly. So I don't know. You need to test it. You need to test it, all right? You just need to test it. And let me know what you think. Okay, so anyways, I think that right now there is definitely not enough buying to be confident about buys now, for sure. We need to come down lower. Because this is just an impulsive move now, trying to squeeze some buyers in the trade. It's gonna be really hard to break through here, in my opinion, right now. It's gonna be very, very tough. But I do see there is definitely an absorption taking place now. So the reason why I'm saying that is because these sellers are trapped, they're stuck in their trade. And the buyers that stepped in here actually pulled back into it, but there's still a lot of selling, right? There is still a lot of selling right now, so we're kind of squeezing here a bit. So either we push down towards, let me actually look for the right level here. Yeah, I'm still thinking about the 72 or I think 72. And then go to the 5-minute time frame. For sure. And I would not be targeting like a crazy high target. I would actually really go for like the 30. Because we talked about the 30 already. And that's this level right here. We knew how important this level was. And I don't think that we are going to break that right now. Honestly, I don't. I think that it's going to be huge resistance there. So I don't want to hope for the best. So I hope that we can like kind of like bounce here. Come down one more time. And then take out the lows one more time. And then bounce back and somehow find support. And then go for longs and target the 30. That would be the ideal. I think it's possible if we would actually pull back one more time and then go for it. That's the last try I think I would be considering. Right, something like this. But we have to just wait for that exact price to react in this case. So I'm not going to set the limit order like we did at the beginning of the stream because I kind of need to see how price reacts there. All right, at least the music is killing it though. Let's actually get back towards the yes. Fixed very low. This is our next level. I'm waiting for price to react. Can we actually get there though? That's the question. Hey Lorenzo, did you change your strategy? Nope. Same strategy. The only difference, like I talked about at the beginning of the stream, is that I kind of use Orderflow now as an additional tool. Some level 2 data to give me a little bit more insights in my execution. But the rest is all the exact same. The strategy is the same, the levels are the same, the bias is the same. It's just about execution. And I think it's good to have some additional data that can give us some insights as well. I'm also ready for that next big step. And I've been doing this now for a year, so it's not that I'm like completely new to this, but I definitely have not fully mastered the order flow. I'm gonna be honest with you guys. I'm still learning, still getting better every day. And I think there's nothing better than doing this on stream, live, using order flow with gold. If you are a gold trader and you're interested in learning about this, I can show you what I'm learning and, you know, what I'm trying to look for. And you could see that our first entry that we took was actually had a beautiful reaction, right? And that's definitely because of order flow. That's why. We had a really good entry, a really good reaction at least. So I'm waiting to see if he could react here or if he could potentially come down a little bit more, but we'll see. But I'm not going to enter right now right away because I just want to get a confirmation. So don't take this for granted. Sellers are definitely still in control. This is what I told you guys, right? There's a reason why price just came up a bit to induce some buyers. And then, so in this market condition, in this market session, the best traders are actually the high frequency scalpers right now, right? The guys that are like really, really high frequency scalping. Because that's what you need to do when the market is choppy and there's not much movement. That's the only thing you can do. Pretty much, correct? So let's see. Give it a little bit more time. We know that Trump is speaking at 5 a.m. my time. So I think that is what? 5 p.m. in New York. So maybe the market is prepping for something bigger in general, right? We also have news this week. We have CPI Wednesday, which we will be live streaming. We have the GDP and the PCE price index and the JOLTS job openings on the Friday. Of course, unemployment claims, etc. But Wednesday and Friday are also major days. Very important days as well. So... Lorenzo, why do you trade order flow now? Because it's the as an additional layer. Yeah, because it's just it's amazing, man. It's amazing as an additional layer. But a lot of people think they get this, for example, right? They get this, and then they're like, oh, I have this now, so I'm gonna be profitable now. Yeah, bro, this is not how it works, right? just so you know, that's not really how it works. Okay. You know what I mean? You need a strategy, okay? You need a trading strategy that makes sense. That doesn't have to be order flow. That can be your normal strategy, whatever it is. All right, this is data, right? This is just an extra confirmation. You know? That's how I see it, at least. So people think, oh, now I need order flow, because if I have order flow, oh, then I'll become profitable. Then I'll become the best trader, because then now I know what institutions use. So if I use what they use, I'm going to become a profitable trader. But, I've seen some of the simplest strategies work on people, right? Some of the most simple strategies. I'm like, bro, if you use order flow with your simple strategy, you would crush it. All right, sellers are in control here clearly right now. So in order for us to buy, we need to have a really good confirmation. Selling here is also a bit, was not worth it in this trading session, in my opinion, because we're dealing with a lot of strong support here. I think we're not far away from bottoming out soon, though. I think if we're getting back towards that zero, okay, so what's this number? I don't think you can see it right now. If this number right here that you see here, okay, this number right here, if we reach the zero, watch what happens. Yo, Lorenzo, good to see you back. Thank you, my G. Yeah, I'm happy to be back here. Not in the best market condition overall, but who cares, man? We're here. I love to be back on stream. I love to give you guys my new, insights. I also love to hear your insights. I love to learn with you as well, and to see what we can do. Because I really want to crush it this year. Right now, we have a lot of cool things are coming, man. And what I mean with cool things for me is just consistently streaming. That's the only thing that I want right now. It's just be there consistently. So if you guys are tuning in, tomorrow I'm going to be there again. at 8 a.m. EST for sure. I'm really looking forward to it, and hopefully we see some big moves this week. That will be the perfect way to get back on track here. But if not, right, if we're not seeing any big moves, we're just gonna understand that we are in a balanced session. Okay, we're in a balanced market session, and that means that we just really look for the extremes, right? We really will look for the extreme levels, the extremes of that range. So buying here, selling here, you know, whatever we need to do, but we cannot expect price to just break out, right, and go for like the big trades. You know what I mean? That's kind of the idea. Also saw Fabio mentioning you on Instagram as one of the Italians killing it. Thought you were Dutch. I am Dutch. I'm half Dutch. Okay? My left side is Dutch. My left side is Dutch. My right side is Italian. Yeah, I think that this is going to be really tough to buy now because we have these sellers here in control. If you are a scalper, this is still selling right now. You see? It's still selling. So if you're a scalper, you would enter there, stop loss above, target that. Really small trades, quick scalps. So I don't see a reason to buy here now at this level yet. Krusty Axel says new capital gains tax in the Netherlands. Bro, I heard about this. Bro. I'm not sure if you guys heard about that, but like they want to like charge you on. So let's imagine this. This is what they want. This is how they want to fuck you in the Netherlands right now, right? I'm gonna explain you in one sentence, no, a series of sentences, how the Netherlands will fuck you in your ass. Sorry to say. Okay, let's imagine you hold one Bitcoin, okay? And one Bitcoin is worth 70K, okay? Now let's make it 100 to make it easy. $100,000, okay? One Bitcoin. You own one Bitcoin. You're a G. You own one Bitcoin, okay? By the end of the year, you need to pay 30% tax on that, okay? On the 100K, no, on the profits you made or something like that. I need to calculate. I need to know exactly how it works. But anyways, on the profits you made, right? So let's say you bought Bitcoin at the beginning of the year at 70,000, and now at the end of the year it's 100,000. You made 30,000 profit. You need to pay 30% over the 30,000 profit. So you need to pay $10,000 to the government, even if you haven't sold your Bitcoin yet. Okay? Think about that. So you need to pay 10 G's. Okay? You made 30%, or you know, your Bitcoin went from 70 to 100. You need to now pay 10K just to hold on to your trade. Okay? To your Bitcoin. If Bitcoin then drops after that, right? You still have to pay tax over your holdings, which is crazy, man. It's ridiculous. So it's the biggest scam in the world. This is why I left and immigrated from my country 5 years ago. I immigrated from the Netherlands to Bali in 2020. 2020. Okay? So I'm out. I'm out of this. I'm out of that system. Bye-bye. And I love the Netherlands, you know that? I actually love the Netherlands, but I don't love the bureaucracy behind it. Because that's absolutely ridiculous. And they come up with all these rules, man. Like, bro, don't you think we have enough rules? How many more rules do you want? Like, are you guys so bored that you constantly come up with new ideas and new rules? Like, how many rules do we need to live a normal life? Okay? I have nothing against rules, but I have something against rules over rules over rules. Over rules. How many pips you think is a good scalp? If you trade on spot, I don't know. It depends. I would not say, I would not tell you like, oh, this amount of pips is a good scalp. It depends on the market. So let's say, right? This is, let's say, gold. The gold chart, okay? Today. Gold chart today is very choppy, right? So obviously, if you're scalping, from this to this is a good move. So this could be 500 pips. I don't know. All right? But sometimes the market is moving like this. You can still take scalps, but these moves are larger. So you just need to measure the market and understand what the market has done during the day. And that's how you can calculate what the right pip size is for your trade. So if you are a scalper, that means you get in, you get out. Then you still, in my opinion, have to kind of understand the market condition, right? And see what like a solid target is actually. Because why would you not hold on to your trade if you know that the market has been moving like this? Right? Why would you enter here and exit here if you know the market itself is moving like this? Doesn't make much sense, right? Because you're just missing out on free money. So if you understand the market condition, right, like this or this, then you can kind of calculate, okay, what is the right scalp size? When do I get out? And that means sometimes you hold on a bit longer, sometimes a bit shorter. I'm not a big fan of like a fixed pip size for every condition. But let me know what you think. Because you know, everyone trades different, of course. And for some people, it might just work, you know. I take 50 pips and that's it. When do you release a masterclass on YouTube? We can do this on stream. I haven't really thought about a lot of different things that I want to share. There are definitely a couple things in regards to volume I'm going to share. That's for sure. The volume profile. How to know if the market condition is balanced? I still cannot find the correct daily bias. So what you do is this, okay? This is how you find if the market is balanced, so in a range, or unbalanced in a trending environment, okay? So for example, you use this tool called the Limitless LTA Concepts Session Breaks. You open it, and now you see the blue line and you see a gray line. The blue line is the weekly open and the gray line is the daily open, okay? So whenever you trade, let's say New York, you already have the data from like London and Asia, right? So you can kind of see what the market has been doing, right? If the market has been flat, you are most likely in a balanced session at that moment until New York, right? And you mark out the key levels. So for example, it's very easy today to say, oh, let's say this was resistance to make it easy, right? Today, during London. And this was support, right? So this is now a balanced session because we are still with New York in this range. Does that make sense? So when does this become an unbalanced session? Well, clearly, if you leave the range, right? Now, if the market is trending, let's say during London and Asia already, right? There is a big chance that New York will continue to move up or reverse, but in a more trending environment. So let's say this was the price action today. And New York opens or whatever. Or let's just do something like, right, until there. Then it could be that we pull back and we just continue to go higher, right? In an unbalanced session. So it's very important to understand what type of market condition you're trading, okay? This is something that I've learned and to take very serious, because you can be the best trader and have the best trades, but if you don't know what the right moment is to exit your trades, you have a big problem, because it could be that, you know, because you're in a balanced session, you think that, oh, every trade you take will go to the moon. Well, that's not how the market works, right? The market tends to work more based around the sessions. There are balanced days where the market is just in a session, right? There are days where the market, just like today, is just balanced, okay? So we have to trade the extremes of that. We can trade in the equilibrium like we tried. We tried to take a long today, right? We had a good trade, but no follow through. Or you trade the extremes, right? You trade the extremes and you try to trade these extremes throughout the session, because this is where you're going to find the best trades by default. And if it's an unbalanced session, you just know, okay, we're unbalanced. So now I'm going to be looking for reversal or continuation trades or whatever the case may be. So I hope that answers your question. But that's kind of the thought process. I think it's very important to pay attention to this. At least it helped me so much by understanding a balanced session or an unbalanced session. And it's pretty straightforward, but yeah, I think it's definitely something that you should be just paying attention to. You know, I know some top guys that just do that, right? And they constantly say that, like, we are in a balanced session or we are in an unbalanced session, whatever the case may be. And you can adjust your strategy on that, for example, if you want to. Yeah. So we're back at major resistance, back at the VWAP. I think we're going to be very flat, and I don't think we're going to get to any extremes right now. So I'm going to leave it like this today, guys. For me, it was a good try at the beginning of the stream to get into our trade. Right? We had our trade like this. We showed our buy limit. We entered our position, I think somewhere there, I think. Yeah, right here. So we got filled, right? We got filled into our trade. Pretty much right there. And immediately price got bought up. And actually we got pushed back further to the upside as well. So overall, we had a good entry. We just didn't have the follow through that we wanted. So I think that hopefully tomorrow now, after Trump's speech today, we actually get out of this what we call the balanced session, okay? So either we wait right now for price to get to the extremes. That's where I feel comfortable buying or selling. But I think we're going to stick around in the middle. I don't really like trading that. So I'm going to be patient and see what Trump does and see if he can get out of this range or if he can get to these extremes until that moment or so. I think it was a good start of the streams again, guys. I'm going to be back soon. I'm going to be back tomorrow again, New York Open. And we're just going to follow up with this, okay? So it's good to be back on stream here. If you want to support me, smash up that like button. I need around 9 more subs to get to the 110 Gs. This is my first stream in a while. So we're warming up again. And I truly love the support and all you guys. And I'm missing streaming so much. And every time when I streamed in the past, you know, there are a lot of other things that you have to take into consideration. Because people think that, oh, I'm just a streamer. I'm just streaming, having fun. And that's how it should be. But the reality is that there is a lot more happening behind the scenes that you guys don't know about. Okay? And if you guys don't know about the situation, you guys just think, oh, he's just streaming and trading. And that's how it should be. But the reality is, you know, it's a business. There are a lot of things happening behind the scenes and stuff. But I can just tell you this from my honest heart. What I want is just to chill the fuck out and have fun and trade. Okay? And help. And that's it. I'm doing my absolute best. So if you want to get some information, you can download my book for free. And links in the description. And then I'll be back tomorrow again at 8. And if you're going to be there, type in 1 in the chat. That shit freaking motivates me, by the way, a lot. And then we'll get back to work here. Let me look at that song one more time. Where's the song? We need to end with our song as well. You know, you guys know it. We have our song. You guys don't know this song. I think the new guys don't know this song, but we love this song. This is my favorite song, for sure. Where is it? Yo, for sure. Yes. Julius says, I'm new to this. So hungry for knowledge. See you tomorrow. My G. Krusty. My guy. Hakeem, thank you, my G. Appreciate it. Jesus. Cordero. Brad, my G. Carlos, Kellogg. Thomas. Dominic. Mr. Smith. I appreciate you guys. Take care, Jace. Thank you.
I'm in line with the stars, I'm in sync with the earth. 10 toes deep, flower child from the turf. I never switch sides, like even when I die, I'ma ride for the squad, light up tires in the hearse. I've been on the vibe, kinda hard to describe. I'm in between, I'm good and it's fine, but I'm tired of the grind. Then I come alive in the night to realize I'm in the middle of the time of my life. I'm never so packed for the stack, never lied on the rap. Got a bag from the way that I write it. Queen looking Tyson, through that I survived, doing 80 to the house. Then I hit it to the sky, changed haters on a tirade. Talking to their grip in the face, be still, let that hit stuff fade. We all want the same, we all want a meal in the safe. I wanna live like I'm trying to reach enlightenment. Trail spill from my lips, feel bent from the bip. Take a sip till I pass out. Try and get